Blueberry Springs Trout Hatchery is the story of a hobby that got out of control. It's been going about 15 years, and I first built a pond and bought fish, and then I developed it over the years to the facility that it is now. The facility was developed to service the live trout market in the springtime to farmers and the Alberta Conservation Authority, who buys fish in the springtime. So it's a research operation. It's indoors, although I do have trout ponds for overflow from the fish hatchery. And the engineering principles are those basically of the Freshwater Institute from Roanoke, Virginia, and Simon Fraser courses I took to develop this hatchery. All tanks, this is a 11-foot tank. The facility has 4 11-foot tanks and 4 6-foot tanks for the grow-out stage. It has a separate hatch trough system and then a separate early rearing system, but this is the grow-out stage that we'll show you today. The hatchery is shut down right now, so I'm just refurbishing all the tanks, which should be done about every 6-8 years. Each tank has a side flow drain, which takes cleaner water off the side and bypasses the first swirl separator, which allows more solids to settle. It has a side stream aeration system where oxygen can be added to the water without upsetting the flow of the tank, and that doesn't upset the fish. Each tank has controls to drain and inlet controls, so each tank is a separate entity to the system. This is the inlet. Inlet water comes in underwater so that no oxygen is wasted in the spray bar system. That's the latest. It's controlled with a valve over here. This is a separate drain that can drain any waste from the bottom of the tank out of the system, and then on the other side of the tank is the flow system for the tank that flows into the main outlet for all the tanks, a common system. On the far end of the building is the generator room, where I have a generator to take care of power if the power goes out. And I just got a larger generator from the new line, 18 kVA generator, which is not hooked up yet. Also, utilities room, for fitting storage, and there's a large weigh scale for selling fish by weight. It'll take a 60-gallon tank, and it's good to weigh out 300-400 fish at a time. Liquid oxygen storage is also in the far end of the building. And liquid oxygen is set up on a solenoid valve, which opens when the power goes out, so that it's a backup system, automatic backup system if the power goes out and nobody's around. There is a microprocessor which lets you know if there are problems in the hatchery, gives you a phone call if the noise level from the pump, water levels, building entry is broken, so it gives you a call to let you know what kind of problems they have. The fish are hatched in a separate hatching trough, and then there's another system that we grow them out to about 2-3 inches, and then they're moved into these 6-foot tanks where they're still small enough to be fed automatically. So you just come by in the morning, and this is a belt feeder that feeds for 12 hours. You put whatever you want feed you're feeding on the belt feeder, and it automatically feeds them all day. You can see the liquid oxygen hoses here, stainless steel system, and these tanks are also set up so that each one is individually controlled for water inflow, water drainage, so that you can drain each tank if you want all the fish out and the elements are not reacted by that. The system is all manifolded together, all the tanks, and the drainage goes to a swirl separator, which takes the solids out, and then a secondary filter, which is a automated drum filter. It backwashes itself and cleans the rest of the settleable solids out of the system. So this is the lowest point of the system, the pump tank. Water drains from all the other tanks through the swirl separator, the rotating drum filter, through the biological bead filters, and then ends up here in the pump tank. It's set up for double pumps, so that if one pump were to fail while no one was around, there's you can get automatic controls to get the other pump to kick in, and life continues good for the fish. All the piping that I've used in the facility, 4-inch, some 4 inches plastic, and the more solid stuff that hook to these pumps with check valves and whatnot is all stainless steel. And the stainless steel, of course, is tougher and no rust, so it works quite well. This room is also full windowed on the two sides, so that it was going to be a greenhouse, and it has the possibility of treating the water to some small degree with an aquaponic operations. I have lights that I'm leaving to oil field lights to make it a greenhouse, and it would be nice if it was set up for that. I think it would work quite nicely.